Thought leadership content marketing is the absolute best way to market and position yourself as an expert in your field so you can attract more business. Let's talk about that in this video. Thought leadership content marketing is one of the best ways that you can develop influence so that you can drive more income and more impact. See, as a thought leader, you are automatically positioned as someone who's trustworthy and credible. People are going to listen to what you have to say, and that makes marketing way easier. See, the problem with marketing in general right now is that people are just saturated with buy this, try that, get my product, buy my service. There's so much noise in the world of marketing. But the solution is positioning yourself as a thought leader so that you're attracting people to you. People want to hear what thought leaders have to say. They want to buy things from thought leaders. It's like the difference, maybe you've heard me talk about this before, between chasing butterflies and expending a whole lot of energy with a net, running around trying to find butterflies, trying to catch them, and then trying to make sure they don't escape from your net. That's old school marketing versus the solution, which is to build a butterfly garden. And that's really what thought leadership content marketing is all about. Instead of running around trying to source leads and business, it's about investing in cultivation of your butterfly garden. Your butterfly garden is your thought leadership content. It's all the things that you put out in the world that people want to read, they want to watch, they want to listen to. So it creates more grace, more ease, more flow, more joy in your business. So these are all the reasons that it's so effective to have a thought leadership content marketing strategy. It makes marketing easier, it makes selling easier, it makes your price points able to be higher. There are just so many benefits to doing this work. So when it comes to actually creating a thought leadership content marketing strategy, what you first need as your foundation before you even start to think about where you're going to put yourself out there is really, what is your big idea? What is your big message? One of my mentors, his name is Mark Levy. He's worked with Simon Sinek. He's worked with New York Times bestselling authors. He's a genius and a badass. He talks about your big, sexy idea. And that's what every thought leader needs first and foremost. What is that big, special, unique, compelling message that you have for the world? What is it that you're here to say? What are you going to be the thought leader of? People use this term thought leader all the time, and it's almost lost its significance because people use it as another way of saying expert or branded expert, when really a thought leader is someone who's leading thought. He or she is at the leading edge of something, of a way of thinking about something or a way of approaching something. A thought leader is someone who's changing the game out there. Examples of thought leaders include someone like Jen Sincero, who wrote the book You Are a Badass. Simon Sinek, Start With Why. Right? John Maxwell and his whole coaching methodology. These are people who are at the leading edge of what they do. So the question for you, obviously, is what are you at the leading edge of? What are you leading thought on? And if you're not already, what is the area that you want to be a thought leader in? And what is your unique take on that thing? Now, I have a whole lot of videos about how to position yourself as a thought leader. And you really need to watch at least one or two of those videos before you dive into your content marketing strategy. Because this video, the rest of it, presupposes that you know what you're going to be the thought leader of. So once you know what that message is, the next big question is, well, who's the audience that you want to reach? Who are the people that are going to listen and watch and read what you produce? And really understanding, once you've done the branding and all of the prep work that I mentioned earlier, once you've done that, you should have a really clear idea of who this audience is, where they like to consume their content, what kind of content are they consuming. A listener of a podcast might be very different from someone who reads the newspaper every day, or they might be the same person. But you want to think about, where is this person going to receive their information? Where are they finding their content? Right? And you want to be where your people are. So my 3 favorite ways to do content marketing as a thought leader are to focus first on, well, there are these three key areas, and I kind of like having something in all three. So there's publishing, there's broadcasting, and there's speaking. I'm going to start from the end to the beginning, speaking first, because it's my favorite. There are few things out there that you can do to position yourself as a thought leader, fewer, more effective things than speaking, getting up on a stage live in person so people can see you and hear you and feel you. It's just the most magical way to do it, at least for me, and it's my favorite way. And so number one, speaking as a strategy is reaching out to local places, even if you have to start small, but finding places where you can get out there and start speaking and practicing your content. Tony Robbins is a great example of someone who has positioned himself as a thought leader, and he's one of the first ways he did that was through speaking. And he talks about how he spoke day in, day out to perfect his craft. And actually, I'm a member of the National Speakers Association. I know a whole lot of professional speakers, and I'll tell you that every single one of the great ones tells you that they put in their time. They put in their time working their way up, practicing their craft, honing their craft, getting coaching and how to deliver a story and how to structure a presentation. So if the idea of speaking feels exciting to you, then awesome, because it is a fantastic way to practice your thought leadership, to develop it in action, and also to position yourself in front of your ideal audience. When I started speaking at the local Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. And actually, to this day, I owe them so much that when they ask me to speak, I always say yes. The second strategy, working backwards or forwards, because it's in the middle, is broadcasting. Now, broadcasting includes things like radio shows, podcasts, YouTube videos. These are all broadcast mediums. Broadcast mediums or media are ones where you have your voice, where you can hear and listen to someone and often also see them. So these are fantastic strategies. This is why I'm here on YouTube, because it's a cheap, inexpensive, easy way to get my message out into the world. These days, unless you're broadcasting somewhere, I don't know that you can really consider yourself or call yourself a thought leader. Now, broadcasting can look like you can create your own podcast, your own YouTube channel. You could do Facebook Lives, and that's a great place to start. So broadcasting is a fantastic content marketing strategy. Now, the most obvious type of publishing, the one that we immediately think of when it comes to thought leaders, is publishing a book. And absolutely, a book can do wonders for your thought leadership positioning. And in fact, it's my favorite, probably the best way to capture all of your thought leadership in one place so that you can very easily say, hey, check out my book, or even better, I wrote the book on XYZ. But publishing a book is not the only avenue to publishing. And in fact, there are other avenues that can lead to and help to give you content that you can put together into a book. One of those is to publish a blog. So to publish a series of articles on a specific topic that you want to be positioned as the thought leader of. So a lot of friends that I've met through the National Speakers Association and all these other places where thought leaders gather, a lot of those people have created their books over the years or over the months by creating multiple articles in a blog. So you can decide to convert all of the chapters of your blog into a book. So publishing that way. Another way of publishing that people sometimes forget is publishing email marketing, emails. So by producing content week after week that you publish in your emails, not only do you get to gather a wide variety of content and articles, but also you can start to receive feedback from your people, from your readers, that can help you to develop new content. So now there's one more thing that you need to do, and it's not in this video. It's a free gift that I put together for you. It's called Googleicious. You can find it by clicking the link right here. Googleicious is the very simple way to position yourself as a thought leader online in one afternoon. There are 5 easy steps that you can do and very quickly start to see your thought leadership take shape on the internet. Good luck.